Big titties, the only cure to office bullying. Howdy hole, and welcome back to Whole Chat. It is me, Editing Chuck, after realizing 4 hours of recording can't be condensed into one episode. So this is part 2 of our episode on Perfect Buddy. So if you haven't given part 1 a listen, pause, listen to it, come back after you're finished. You'll like it, I promise. To recap, the last episode wrapped up the summary of the first few chapters, so we're diving right into the character breakdowns this episode. Yeah, listen to the characters, we'll get into the themes, all the other stuff. Normal rest of the Whole Chat episodes coming just now in part 2. Thank you for listening, and enjoy Cat Autism and the Unshakeable Mr. Baek part 2. So we're going to dive into the characters and give them a little more detail. So, of course, have Seo Hyunsoo, our main character, and our master of tisms. He's an extremely particular little dude with a fairly straightforward view of life and steadfastness out the wazoo. He wants a neat and orderly life as it brings him comfort and is pretty set in his routines. He's the sort of guy who only has 2 or 3 weekend activities in his rotation, and he has to do them alone and every weekend like clockwork.
Like you.
Yeah, me too.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's not about me.
I just like to call you out. It's fun. It's a fun game I play. It took me so long to convince you to get a hobby, because all she would do was work, and it took so long to convince her to try a hobby.
Hey,
she really didn't want to.
It's not about me, is it?
It's a little about you. I enjoy a comic where I see you reflected because I'm married to you. Nothing turns me on than a gay man that reminds me of you.
I would like to go away.
I like it when women remind me of you too. I just really like
That's
you.
That's cute. I've never felt more single
She's really
than this moment.
See? You did that. That's a you problem.
I can't.
You brought this into this house.
I'm sorry.
You're insulting our guest.
No, it's okay.
All right.
He's also an insanely talented designer that got scouted from the marketing team and has been promoted to lead designer for one of the biggest magazines in Korea. Despite his bad temper and low threshold for tomfoolishness, he is absolutely unfuckwittable, and he will talk back to any and everybody, no matter their status or what impact it could have in his professional or personal life.
I really appreciate a person who won't take shit, because it took me a long time to become that person. So I get excited anytime anyone's do it, because I'm like, yeah, man, do not let anyone step on you unless it's kink. You know? No stepping on unless there's consent.
Yeah, he's an icon, honestly.
Hell yeah.
His body is a vessel for interpersonal trauma, and he's got a very sweet core when it comes down to it.
You know what? Okay, I have to talk about this person. We used to work, back when we were teenagers and college students, we worked at like Keelz. And we used to work with a girl, and her name was Maleficent. That was her real name. That was her real name that her parents named her. And she was only working at this Keelz because her rich dad was like, you should try getting a job. Because he was going to give her a job later because they were so rich. But he was like, you should try working at a job. And I loved her because if a customer gave her attitude, she gave it right back. And they would be like, you shouldn't say that. And she'd be like, well, you just said shit to me. She's like, well, I'm going to complain to you. They would be like, I'm going to complain to your manager. And she's like, that's it. She's like, okay, go ahead. The worst they can do is fire me. But I'm not going to deal with you yelling at me when I can't control the situation.
That's so real.
She was so cool. She was younger than me. And I was like, you're so cool. You're the coolest person I've ever met.
Can you be my new mom?
Yeah, she's super cool. Like, and then she was called Maleficent. That was her real fucking name. So it was just like,
that is the
she went by Mal
part to me.
It was so.
So his body is a vessel for interpersonal trauma, and he's got a very sweet core when it comes down to it. He's never really trying to be mean to anyone, and he has a tendency to forgive people of fairly heinous shit, which is probably also just the tisms. Because some of the stuff that he goes through, I'm like, you should be mad at them forever. And he's like, man, what can you do? It's fine, probably.
Yeah.
He is likened to a cat for a goddamn good reason.
Yeah, he looks like a cat, and there's no cat ears on this
Yes, but he's a rather lovable MC, and you'll root for him as he unravels his own issues and gets the upper hand in his work life. He's also slutty.
Yes.
He's so slutty?
He's slutty.
We haven't seen any of the slut yet.
Oh, just wait.
Yeah, the slut hits
like a hard ball.
Really a little bit after I stopped is when the sluttery starts.
Okay. I want sluttery.
Mm-hmm.
I like sluttery.
So, Baek Youngchun is our male lead. And he's fucking huge, dog. He's so big.
Yeah,
So
Captain
big.
America, Jesus shit.
Yeah, well, he's just a giant-ass dog of a man that is regularly likened to Tony the Tiger.
He's great.
Yeah, multiple times, Hyunsoo is like, this Tony the Tiger looking ass.
It's so funny.
Yeah, his big body comes with the big personality that is set to goofing at all times.
I love that.
He's also damn good at his job, and he has an impeccable eye for fashion. Silliness aside, he's also way more cunning and calculating than he seems, and is a good asset to the game of 4D chess being played in this story.
He also likes horfing it in the bathroom.
Hey, there's one time.
I can't let it go.
It's one time.
Well, it's 2 times, but 1 time is fake.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the second time. Girl, you're
Bro.
right. You're right.
Bro.
You're right.
But that was a fantasy.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But he's also a big fucking baby, self-proclaimed and observed by the readers and other
Yeah.
characters. Part of it is due to his trauma, but he's also just a bit of a weenie in general.
He's a good boy.
He comes equipped with a dick the size of an arm, and he is very adept at using it.
It's so big. I'm so fucking worried.
It's like a toddler's arm.
I think it's bigger than that.
Somebody on Bad Dragon is trying to...
An adolescent.
Yeah. Somebody on Bad Dragon is trying to recreate his dick
cock.
size right now. Like somebody is dreaming it up.
Balloon animal. Of the
Okay, so arm size dick. Stamina that is unbeatable due to all those athletic activities that he calls hobbies. And then he is smitten with Hyunsoo from the get-go and has a difficult time expressing it properly since he's never really had a crush on somebody before. And he is actually kind of a virgin in relationships and penetrative sex. And I am not kidding.
So he should be topped. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, I really want to top this big bear man. This big bear dog man.
Yeah.
Want to top him, make him cry. He looks so good crying.
The problem is Hyunsoo is down to be dominated.
So down bad.
Look, he can fuck Hyunsoo. I want to top this man. I want to top Baek. So Baek can keep talking Hyunsoo or whatever, and I'm gonna top Baek because that man needs to be made.
Do you want me to get you a standee of Baek, Youngchun?
With his titties out? Yes, please.
I'll see if I can find one. But yeah, Youngchun is often referred to as he's referred to different things throughout this comic, usually from Hyunsoo's point of view. But he is called Captain American Chested Bastard.
Thank you. I'm glad Hyunsoo and I are sharing the same brain cell.
Protein packed son of a bitch.
Damn.
That's my favorite one.
It's really good. And some goddamn Tony the Tiger.
Wow. Tony the Tiger's funny though.
Like Hyunsoo has a couple of...
It is so funny.
Yeah, Hyunsoo has a couple of weird nightmares where he's imagining being chased by a tiger. Like by a tiger man, like there's like a tiger mask and then it's being chased by like
It's a dude with a mask on.
It's so stupid.
I love it.
All right, we're gonna pause for ladies for a hot second.
Yeah, ladies.
Yeah.
I'm already excited. I liked them.
Yeah. So Kim Yeonji is so fucking cool. She is absolutely unhinged at times and seems to find office politics really amusing. She consistently goes to bat for Hyunsoo and truly cherishes him as a friend by the middle of the comic. She just seems like a bit off sometimes, which there's not an explanation for until fairly late in the comic, but she's still she's still like kind and supportive to her coworkers. Like she's doing her own shit.
So she has a secret we find out by the end of the comic.
Yes, like you get tidbits, you get an inkling of an idea at the company retreat.
Is it a cool secret?
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool secret. It starts out as like an interesting secret, and then it's like, oh, that kind of sucks, and then you're back to being like, oh, okay, no, this is good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're kind of on a roller coaster with her.
Yeah.
But she's a real MVP behind the scenes and at a very pivotal moment. And she's maybe a lesbian. I don't know.
Maybe a lesbian.
But I'm praying about it. Yeah, I'm praying about it as hard as I can.
Ain't we all?
Lesbian.
Every day until I get all the extras, I'm going to pray that she's a lesbian.
Women are so good. Gosh, I would really like to see boobs right now.
Okay. Manager Kim is the biggest fucking ally. You want her as your boss for a variety of reasons. She is a major player in subplot and has been playing 4D chess for God knows how long. So everything that she's doing, there is like an ulterior motive, or she is saying, oh yeah, we're totally going to do this, or oh yeah, well, we're going to put this person in this department. There's a reason behind everything. Mm-hmm. And she just has like she's got the tenure to be the cool boss that she is. Like she knows what she's doing. 100%.
She seems cool. Again, I love a blunt, honest person.
Yeah. But Hyunsoo is her queen piece, and she has every intention to utilize and protect him. She takes no shit and would probably fight the other managers in the octagon if that were an option.
Love that.
Because I am surprised she didn't fight Manager Kwon, because I thought for sure she was going to snap him in half.
Oh my god, I know.
So many eyes on her.
And he deserves it too. So
yeah.
If at any point office decorum breaks down, she's going to kill multiple people.
I love it. Meet me in the ring.
She is working directly with Kim Yeonji on some things that will be revealed at the end. She's a true girl boss, non-derogatory. When they're having their stupid argument during the basketball game, she actually picks up the basketball and like spins it on her finger while scolding them.
I love that. That mommy get me wet.
Oh yeah, that's completely unnecessary, and I'm like, yes, more.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So then we have Kwon Sungjin. That's the little Kwon, the Nepo baby Kwon. Mm-hmm. He's a dick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He only has a job because daddy got it for him. Generally incompetent and mean-spirited, and seems to think nepotism is the natural way of things.
Of course.
He is easily manipulated by the thought of money and power, especially if it's easier, it'll make him look savvy and accomplished. Really, he's just a weak bitch of a bully, but not the worst person here somehow.
And he sucks, so...
Yes, he sucks, but he's somehow not the worst person in this comic. He is really just deeply annoying.
No, he's not.
But
he's like so inconsequential. Think about it.
Yes. By the time it's all wrapped up, you're like, oh, this dude means absolutely nothing. He's just a pawn.
Isn't that kind of the worst villain? The ones that are really annoying and like worth nothing. You're like, God, I have to deal with you.
He doesn't even get a chance to be the villain he wants to be, because by the time that they finish the retreat, they get some other news that makes him significantly more insignificant.
Yeah.
And like he loses his daddy's ability. He loses his daddy, so like his daddy can't like protect him on things too. He ends up getting his pretty soon, honestly. Wow. Yeah.
Way faster than you think, too.
That's cool.
Yeah. He also treats Chaewon like a lackey, since he's doing him so many favors. So they've got some weird history. So like Chaewon, I think, also sucks, but
who is Chaewon?
Like Chaewon's the one who threw the dodgeball.
The dodgeball.
Yeah, the dodgeball is like good at sports. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jong Chaewon, he is the Dick's apprentice, and he is grade school friends with Kwon Sungjin, and is essentially his lapdog. He has a walking inferiority complex, but doesn't seem to recognize that.
Yeah.
Part of you will feel bad for his lot in life, but then you realize later that he's trapped himself a bit and could do something different, but he just absolutely refuses to.
He just needs to man up.
Yeah, he needs to stop being a weird little bitch about stuff.
Yeah.
He just has a twisted way of thinking about the world that's not particularly beneficial to himself and others. And he thinks he's better than Hyunsoo. And that he was a mentor type to him when they worked together.
Okay.
Yeah. So he still has a weird relationship with Hyunsoo in the present events, but also remains ensnared due to reasons not revealed until much later. So he's definitely a jerk. He doesn't realize he has an inferiority complex. He like takes that out on Hyunsoo. And he thinks that Hyunsoo is way different than he actually is.
You're just a jealous weeb.
Yeah,
legitimately, that's what I've written down.
Weeb isn't even the correct word, but I'm too high.
Yeah, he's jealous. The one thing about it, and I wanted to talk to you about this, Lemon, is like he seems a little gay about it. Like he's jealous and he seems a bit gay about being jealous.
You think he's like suppressing?
Yeah, I think he's
gayness?
probably got a lot of internalized homophobia happening.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because it kind of feels like he wishes he were Hyunsoo, and so he tried, but he sees that as a bad thing, and so he's trying to like guide him to be a better person. But he really thinks Hyunsoo's the better person. It's weird.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those things where it's like he can't tell if he wants to like be him or if he wants to like fuck him, and so his like wires are getting crossed, and so he just it immediately turns into I don't like you and I need to ruin your life because I don't know how to like reconcile with what I'm feeling, and even though it would just benefit me to go to therapy, I'm just gonna take it out on you instead because that's obviously easier.
I love that as a villain, as a weak character. I love that a lot. Like,
so he at least stays more interesting than Kwon. Like,
very
Chaewon's interesting. I don't like him, but he is interesting.
That's cool.
At least. So
no, like we don't like villain characters, but like I love an interesting villain. Like, give me someone complicated, like, you know.
Yeah, and he is very complicated.
Yeah. Hate to bring Yu Hakusho into it again, but bring me Itsuki and Sensui. Good lord. Complicated men.
Let them rip in peace.
Also a little gay.
So
yes. Also very gay.
So gay, and also I wonder if that's also them in Outlaw Star. I wonder if they reincarnated into the Harry brothers.
They would reincarnate for incest. They would reincarnate as incest. Of course they would. It's what they deserve.
It looks like it, man. I'm glad I killed you, Lemon. You sound so delighted.
Yeah, that one got me. That one got me a little bit.
Oh, good. Hell yeah.
All right, I'm
Oh my god.
Composed.
You're fine. Okay, we don't meet her for a while, but we also have Baek Young-hae. That is Young Chen's little sister.
I love a little sibling character. I love it.
We hear a lot about her, but
she's the one I love.
Yes, she's adorable. We hear a lot about her, but we don't meet her till the last few chapters. But she's super similar to her brother as far as activities and abilities at work.
How old is she? Is she cute?
She's a few years younger than
Young Chen. A little younger. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But she's good at like a lot of stuff, but she's also dumb like her brother.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Is she muscly? Is she a little swole?
Yes. Yeah. She's
I love that.
She's Lady Swole. She's also a lawyer and a lesbian.
Yes.
We love a lesbian lawyer in this house.
Yeah.
Jung Ho is the barista, which, surprise of all surprises,
That's an important character.
He's a side character. He's not a background character. He's a side character. He gets a name. He's important to the plot several times. Of course, he apologizes to Hyunsoo earlier.
That's really funny, though, that the cafe guy is important.
Yeah. Like, of course, he does the apology to Hyunsoo early on about the coffee mix-up, but he also becomes a dear friend and confidant to Hyunsoo.
Cool.
He's the only one who knows that Hyunsoo is gay or at least into dudes for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He is kind of an idiot, but in a normal young person kind of way. And he does still majorly help out at the end.
Nice.
I want to say, too, full disclosure, like, I didn't realize he had a name. Like, I just didn't register.
That's fine, yeah.
Like,
he's one of those NPCs.
Yeah, I was like, because I like him and I think he's fun and like actually kind of interesting. And like he's got a good role in the story, but I genuinely did not realize he was named ever.
Yeah, no, he just they mention it offhandedly. I think he's like hanging out with one of his friends and they show him doing that and then they mention his name. That's the only reason that I know it. Because I was looking for it.
What's his name?
Jung Ho.
Jung Ho, okay.
But yeah, Park Won-ho is the actual villain. You will figure it out, but he sucks.
He sucks so much.
Have we met Park Won-ho yet?
No, you technically have, by the time of the comic, you've technically seen flashes of him, like little flashbacks,
like images of him, but
or like just from like the chin down,
Yeah.
but you don't really know fully what he looks like yet, and you haven't heard from him directly yet.
God, he sucks.
You've like heard about him, like know what?
That's cool.
He's kind of like Voldemort. You don't like people.
He must not be
like
named.
people can speak his name, but you don't really see him. You just hear about whispers.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
And then there are a ton of other recurring characters that I absolutely am in love with. But like,
is Park Wang Ho one of those bosses that like touched his upper thigh and was gonna molest him?
I'm not telling.
Okay, maybe not.
You won't like it. You tell me.
I will tell you later.
Oh, okay.
I'm not telling. I'm not spilling. Because honestly, I want people to read this and be hit like a Mack truck like I was.
Yeah.
When bad stuff happens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're having a very specific time, and then you just get like sideswiped
by the drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do not know how important certain things are until you are already in the end game, and then you're like, excuse the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
This is why I was screaming when I was reading.
You screamed a lot.
This is why. It's all having to do with him.
I don't normally ask her to be quiet when she's reading something or like getting excited about something, but I was legit doing some work and I was like, you have to calm down. This is a first.
It's hard. This is genuinely one of like the most exciting, like well thought out storylines in terms of like office politics that I've read in a BL. And it's so
I'm really fucking excited.
Funny. It's so funny. Every time I recommend it, I'm like, it's the funniest thing you'll ever read. Like in the top 5.
I'm really excited to read this.
It's so funny.
Man, I'm ready. I'm excited, honestly, because like it sounds really cool so far. Everything I've heard. I love that there's very cool women. I appreciate cool women in any comic.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, I do want to take a second and address sexuality for a second, mostly because I think it's important to understanding the death of Hyunsoo and Young Chan's relationship, but also because it gives a better idea of their character. Because like Young Chan has had relationships with women, but he's never had a crush before and is enraptured by Hyunsoo's beauty on first sight.
So he was jerking it to him in the bathroom.
Yeah.
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 When I realized he was alone, I wondered.
He doesn't think about his sexuality much beyond wanting to rearrange Hyunsoo's guts, which tracks, because he usually doesn't think when Hyunsoo's involved.
Yeah.
He does come around to self-identifying as gay, but it's really as an afterthought, and that's entirely valid.
I understand not being able to think when you're next to a partner or person.
Yeah, if you're queer, you probably know at least one person that was casually straight for a long time and then got knocked the fuck out by the hottest same-gender, non-gendered trans person they've ever seen. And really, it's even more interesting that Young Chan doesn't really acknowledge the beauty of any other person than his cute little sister. Like, he just thinks she's cute, and then Hyunsoo is beautiful, and that's it.
Yeah.
Which his, like, sexual attractions real low?
I don't go into enough detail, I think, to know for sure, but it does seem to be, like, passive, I guess, more than anything. Because Hyunsoo is very actively attracted to him and, like, is obsessed with him. But everyone else has just been like, well, yeah, I tried to have sex with this person, and then we didn't finish, and it was fine, or whatever, I guess. This seems kind of checked out.
Okay. It was like, for Young Chan, it's like, his dick is so big that it, like, ends up a turnoff for all the women that he was trying to sleep with, because they're like, that's not going in there. And so, like, he never totally actually gets the home run. No, it is so fair.
That's so fair. It's a huge...
Yeah, that's what makes him, like, almost a virgin. Like, not, like, you wouldn't consider him a virgin in general sense, but he's never, like, penetrated anybody all the way.
Yeah, no.
He's never hit a home run.
Yeah.
I've met a person whose dick was so big that they really were like, no, women are afraid to have sex with me. And I was like, that sucks. Just sucks.
Yeah, that's our Young Chan.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was not for lack of trying.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, I saw it. That man was destined for anal.
Yeah. But Hyunsoo is gay, but he's the last one to know about it. I'm like, yeah, dude, I get it.
That's so true.
The struggle of determining sexuality is so real, especially with how much he had on his plate and, like, you know, the general autisms that he's dealing with. But he never made time for relationships, so he really couldn't fit into his routine. So he ended up not thinking about it at all. And being gay doesn't really follow the like rules of society either. So I don't think he ever really thought about anything but the straight and narrow. So like if he's gonna get in a relationship, it's gonna be a woman because that's what you're supposed to do. And there's probably some trauma response in there too. And he does address his insecurities around having a relationship like in the story. But I don't think Homie ever smashed until he came across Young Chan.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, because he doesn't even, the first person he has sex with is not Young Chan, it's somebody else too, which I think is crazy. Like just from 0 to 16.
Had sex with someone else?
Yeah, he does. We don't know who it is, but like we figure it out.
Like
it comes
a
up.
String of one night stands to like explore his feelings. And they all suspiciously look like Young Chan.
Okay, he seems awfully big. I'll give it a shot. Like he goes so hard into Don't Catch Me gay thoughts that he just starts chasing different gay thoughts.
Bro.
Like I will I'll have the gay thoughts pounded out of me by other people.
That's very Seto Kaiba of him.
Yeah, it is.
That's very much what Seto Kaiba would do.
It is.
I'm so emotionally constipated. I have to just get my hole destroyed. Yeah, fine.
This is just a business transaction for me at this point.
Yes. Like Hyunsoo does lavish every part of Young Chan's body with his eyes weeks before he gets even an inkling about homosexuality. Like even the way he gets nudged towards Gay Town is from an outside source directly asking him about it to bully him specifically. So he never just thinks, it's like keep fantasizing about Young Chan masturbating. Maybe I'm gay. It's not that. It has to be like, you're not gay, are you? And then it's like,
it's like, oh,
I never thought about that before.
Yeah. And I appreciate any take on yaoi that doesn't shy away from addressing people's sexuality journey. Because, yeah, like a straight top is fine. But a like bottom worshipping straight top is better. And a bottom obsessed, self-reflective straight to bi or gay top is even better than that. So, and they're both going through this journey concurrently, which really ties back into Hyunsoo and Young Chan being opposites who are on the same path. So like they are both kind of in the same ballpark as far as who they are as people, as far as like being very dedicated to their jobs and very good at it and like good team leaders and stuff like that. But then they're also opposites in like every other way. So it kind of ties back into like, yeah, we have the same goals in mind, but we are going at it from a different direction. So that's why we have very gay Hyunsoo trying to navigate it, and then very much like, I don't know, Young Chan being like, IDK, maybe it's gay. We'll get there. And of course, this is yet another comic with trauma as a theme, because we cannot get through a boy love comic or a girl love comic without somebody being traumatized. It's just par for the course. Yeah. Queer people love to be traumatized in media, I guess. I don't know.
Instead of bury your gaze, it's traumatize your gaze.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna die, but we might wish we had.
Yeah, exactly.
Though with this one, I think it hits especially close to home for a lot of folks right now, because work-related trauma is such a sticky subject with some people. Because some are like proudly flying the banner of mistreatment and seeing their hardships as a badge of honor. And then others are like caving to the pressure, and then like making themselves feel like shit over it for being too weak. And then others are still actually recognizing the poor treatment and trying to work against it, while ultimately knowing how difficult it is to like escape. So we're in a whole fucking mess when it comes to work shit. And so this one being a lot about that feels so seen.
Yeah.
It is so it's so contemporary with what we're all going through. I'm particularly happy to see a character acknowledge and conquer his work trauma and come out better for it. Because this I feel like this story functions as a fairy tale for the modern age. Like, you get to overcome your work trauma. It really wasn't your fault to begin with. you are respected by all your peers, and then a giant Captain America-ass Tiger Man destroys your butthole. This is basically all any of us could want. Yeah, and you love him.
And he loves the fuck out of you, too.
Exactly, yeah. Who doesn't want that for them in their own lives? Outside of work-based trauma, harassment, whatever there is, of course, there is family trauma from all of our major players. Young Chan's trauma is definitely more familiar, especially to a Western audience, but I really appreciate how the author hones in on how it changes his perception of himself. Because he has actively tried to soften himself because he's afraid of becoming a monster. That feeling has only been reinforced by how his sister also processed their combined trauma. It's fucked, but it's the hidden toll that victims of abusive households take on. So I know, like, I feel like we get it a lot more in Western media of older siblings feeling like they're monsters for fighting back against an abusive caretaker or parent or whatever. But it's nice to see it in a Eastern work as well, because I don't think that's addressed as often. That, like, because even standing up for yourself isn't addressed as often, I think, in Eastern work, whereas in America it's kind of expected for at least one of the kids to be like, fuck you, dad, and I'll, you can't hurt them anymore, kind of thing. But it is still like, you feel cool, and then you also feel terrible because you're doing what your parents did to you, kind of thing. So I like that they address that for sure.
I feel like that's becoming more of a trend now, though, because I'm feeling that I'm, like, as I'm expanding my foray into, like, Korean BL, I'm noticing that popping up more in some of the stuff that I'm reading, where it's like, oh, they're finally like jumping on this train of like overcoming the cycles of abuse in your home, on like a new level. But I do appreciate
I've been seeing that a lot too. Yeah, like I've been seeing that a lot too, because I'm gonna come clean. I like isekais. They are so stupid and fun to me. So like I've been reading a lot of that. But like I try to read ones that are typically actually good. Like I very much nope out if it gets stupid. But I've read a lot of like characters being like, I'm gonna break this cycle of abuse. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna make us face it. Like, I'm just proud that they're facing trauma head on instead of being like, we'll just ignore it. Or even like, sometimes even in the comic, they acknowledge that they've been ignoring it and they're like, we're not going to ignore this anymore. And I really like it.
I also super appreciate that Hyunsoo's trauma is depicted at all, because parentification comes up a lot in fictional settings featuring families with a lot of kids, but less so when it's a single parent, single kid situation. And his relationship with his mom is incredibly uncomfortable and is very unfair to him. But his adherence to rule following keeps him locked in, even when he's at his lowest. So he has a mom that we meet like midway through, and you understand why his mom's having a rough time, and you do feel bad for her. She's a victim in her own way, but she absolutely, she's a shitty mom. Like, she just doesn't have her shit together at all.
Were they like, you mentioned something about them having like a bad childhood. So is it like a domestic abuse situation?
She's having domestic abuse issues now, as she started having domestic abuse issues after her husband died.
Jeez.
So his dad seemed fine, but like died when he was really young. And so then since then, she has just been having domestic abuse issues like consistently. And so he's had to take care of her pretty much from the time that he was pretty young, like a little kid, to now as a 30-year-old man.
Oh, I hope he drops her.
Well,
it's complicated. It's his mom, so it's complicated.
I'm gonna be so real too. Like when I was rereading it, I totally forgot about that part of the plot line. And then I was like, oh, I forgot about this. I must have blocked it out because it was just a little bit too much for me.
Yeah, like that sounds like, honestly, after everything I've heard, that sounds almost a little wild card to me. Like, whoa, where did this come from?
Yeah.
You kind of get a little, I think it helps explain kind of where Hyunsoo gets some of his toughness from, though, because he feels like he just has to be respectful, and it helps to kind of trip him into finally letting go of some things and being more honest with himself and with other people, because it adds that like he's doing too much by himself kind of thing. Like he doesn't, because he has no friends, by the way.
I mean, yeah, you said that.
Yeah, the first friend he makes, I think, technically, is the barista.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Like, Yeonji and the barista become his friends basically at the same time. And then he has 2 friends instead of 0.
Right. Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, just the whole situation with his mom, it, like, bothers me a lot. Like, there's an actual identifiable villain in the story, but Hyunsoo's mom is also a bit of a villain in my eyes. She's obviously had to deal with some shit and is deserving of pity at times, but goddamn, she needs to get her fucking shit together, or I will get it for her.
Yeah, this probably, like, I've been adding a lot of holes to this as we go, but this actually probably takes away a hole for me. Because, like, you're not giving me much hints on if he confronts his mom about this stuff. And, like, so I'm taking it as he doesn't confront his mom, and I don't like that vibe, so that takes a hole off for me.
It
like,
is.
I know you can live with something, and it sucks, but I really want to see characters confront it. I don't want to see them keep dealing with it.
They do get a resolution.
Yeah, they do. I feel like part of it is like it's complicated. Like I have complicated feelings about it on my end because it's like on one hand it's like, yeah, she needs to get her shit together, but like that's just kind of what abuse victims are like. Like they stay and go back into those situations because like they feel like they're more unsafe if they don't escape it. Or like they're too damaged at this point to like start over and be like quote unquote normal and functioning. So like I do feel like it's like, yeah, it sucks like having to watch it from an outside perspective, but like I can't be like officially mad at her because like that is true like true trauma at its like essence.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you gotta get your shit together, and like people are trying to help you, but like that's the process, unfortunately. So it's like, really realistic, and I feel like that realism aspect to it kind of makes it more frustrating to read because it's like, yeah, damn, it really be like this, like for people that go through that.
And like,
so it's just
I've mentioned before, I get tired of like that sort of treatment because like I don't want real life problems. I don't want like necessarily a real life problem. I kind of want the meat cute problem. So like that's why like Chuck kind of goes through Yaoi and will let me know. Like I read DJ Alex, but only after it was completed, you know, because I needed it to be done. I can't sit and wait a week with those feels. But like I'm tired of like really strong ones, which is probably why I read a lot of isekai because it's more light-hearted problems. The issues are ridiculous and you will find a few that are actually very emotional, but like for the most part they're just like crazy and fun.
So it's a problem, but like it does get some sort of resolution, and I think it's the best, most realistic resolution that you can have, and everyone feels better about it. It's still satisfying.
How long is the mom arc? Is that like a long arc or?
It's honestly not.
It's like significant.
It's like a main issue for like several chapters, and then it's an ongoing background issue for really until the end of the story.
Okay.
But it does get wrapped up at the end along with everything else.
Okay.
But you know, because of having these mom issues, and then Young Chan obviously having had like domestic abuse issues in his own past with his sister and stuff like that, a big theme of this ends up being safety. Like lack of safety, reaching new levels of safeness, realizing just how unsafe you are. It's all over in large and small ways. So like Hyunsoo has for the most of his life found safety in controlling as many aspects as he could in his life, manifesting in a perfectionist attitude and strict routine keeping. But control, as my therapist says, does not actually equal safety. It's often a coping mechanism for feeling unsafe and out of control, and that's Hyunsoo all over.
I'm in this picture and I don't like it.
He's just a man coping.
I too am just a man coping.
Oh man.
So he didn't feel all that safe growing up, and we confirmed that he didn't feel safe in his last work environment. So he's legit learning what safety feels like in real time as the comic progresses.
You know, I was real high and thinking about buttholes, and now I'm sad.
Don't worry, we'll get back.
You want to see Baek Young Chan's? You want to see Young Chan's tits again?
Yeah, show me his tits again.
Okay.
Show me up. I'm just sad. Like, oh, it's like, because like real trauma again is hard. Real trauma.
Here you go, sits in his hug.
That makes me feel a lot better.
You want to shake his hand? Which one?
Which hand do you shake? God, imagine like doing that on accident. You reach out and grab someone's hog instead of their hand.
The one
You say that?
we're not gonna get we're not gonna get deeper into it, but I will just spoil. I guess not spoil, but like that Young Chan going to the bathroom to jack off. The reasoning for that is Hyunsoo did accidentally touch his dick.
No!
By accident through his pants.
Oh, I love that so much. Oh no, he doesn't even know he did it.
No.
Correct.
Yeah, he did it.
He had no
I don't
idea.
think he ever finds out. You, the reader, finds out. So you get to know, but Hyunsoo never figures it out.
No,
That was the panel you showed Keelz by accident with the face.
Yeah, the face
was
on Young Chan's dick, that was a reason why.
Because he accidentally brushed against his little buddy.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Just an
That is
accidental
so
Pete
funny.
press.
Yeah.
Whoops. Hyunsoo, learning safety. And it feels uncomfortable and scary to him at times because it's so new to him. And that's really fucking cool to see portrayed interspersed with deep fucking.
Yeah, no, like, again, I said this the last time we recorded something, but I'm like, please educate me. That I want to see horny times, but if you give me a little education also, I'm also like mentally horny. So I'm ready.
Because this is straight up like what you get told in therapy is that you will feel afraid of feeling okay. Or feel afraid of like people doing nice things for you because your body's not used to it.
It's so sad.
Yeah. Let's keep talking about it.
I'm gonna die. Oh.
Welcome to Whole Chat. I'm gonna talk about it.
No, like, we trick everyone. Hey, we're talking about boy love, but we get real into shit.
Then it's like, have you thought about the psychological damage that we get by living in a capitalistic society?
Yeah.
By the way, here's more dick.
Yeah. We're gonna make you think.
We'll be there in a second. Young Chan is interesting in that he's both looking for the safety to be all parts of himself, which is something that he definitely has in common with Hyunsoo, and he is trying to be safe for others because he has a complex about his strength and his ability and is hyper concerned that he will hurt people.
Yeah, I was gonna say he is coming off as a person who is like, he really wants to be that safe person, but he's also aware of like, I know I'm a big dude, but I want to be safe.
Girl, you got it.
Yeah.
Right on the nose.
I mean, like, the shit you showed me and the scenes it was in, I'm like, this is obvious what's going on.
You fucking got it. Great job.
Yeah. I want to be a writer, so, you know.
And then he also has to learn that violence does not equal unsafe. And depending on the situation and on which motherfucker has decided to jump at. So he starts out being very nonviolent, and then he learns to utilize his ability to do violence for good. There's also plenty of seeking of physical safety. That's a background issue. That's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. So enjoy that.
So physical, like, who's seeking physical safety?
Hyunsoo needs to seek physical safety later on.
Okay. So someone's gonna beat on him?
Someone's gonna try something.
Someone's gonna jump bad at him.
Yeah, absolutely. Jump way beyond bad.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Remember, there's a villain to this comic.
Right. You did say that. It was Park something.
But heavy topic and themes aside, this is one of the most solid yet low stakes enemies to lovers I've ever read. No one's gonna die.
Oh my god, they were enemies.
Right?
That's so funny. That's so funny.
Yeah, like, I mean, Hyunsoo wants to take Young Chan out back and beat him in the parking lot for a long time. He wants to beat him in the parking lot and also fuck him.
He's like,
right, but
it's
it's
a
like
perfect example of I could take him in a fight, right? In a fight, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In a fight, right? No, I could just take him.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, he can.
Hell yeah. Take him. I'm glad for them because that hog, good lord.
I know.
Someone needs to take it.
But like, no one's gonna die. There's no big supernatural creature, no chosen ones, no guns, just aggressive design work and office shenanigans. And yet, Youngchan and Hyunsoo are so pissed at each other for so long. They would fight each other to death over magazine layouts, and it's so real and so funny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I have rarely ever been angrier than at work.
Yes. God. Do we
Yes.
actually get to see some of the magazine that they do? Like, does this actually show you stuff?
Yeah, it shows us a little bit,
Kind
but
of.
not a ton. Like, we barely get to see any layouts. Yeah.
Mhm.
There are some parts where they're doing like research and stuff, so you get to see more of the like nuts and bolt part of
Behind the scenes.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, lots of BTS. But Hyunsoo and Youngchan really never stop arguing. Like the best of enemies to lovers couples, and they reach a point where arguing is just the foreplay.
I love that.
God bless. Chef's kiss.
And Youngchan does it on purpose.
Yes.
Oh, I
He
love
knows
that.
this. Like, he knows this.
Yeah. Youngchan figures out early that he can
Piss him off.
and get what he wants.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's like his
I love-
MO
I love-
for like
love-
a
love-
big
love.
chunk of the story. Like, he provokes him on purpose.
I'm
Mhm.
gonna start a fight.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Like they're in completely different weight classes, but manage to match each other hit for hit.
Yep.
And they also match each other's freak, of course, which is a good segue into the fucking in this is unreasonable.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So, like, the fucking happens so often. The dick is too damn big. Hyunsoo is too goddamn sloppy. Like, he deserves a medal and a parade for not only putting up with, but actively seeking out Pussy Destroyer 9000.
God.
He treats Youngchan's cock like the monster it is, with a healthy dose of fear and reverence and so much horny.
I want to read monster fucking now. I'm so like,
It might as well be.
my brain is like, just like, oh yeah, let's go back into that.
It might as well be. Because also Youngchan's dick just like slowly but surely gets bigger.
Yes, I
as the
was
artist
gonna
draws him.
say that. Like, it just, as it progresses, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's so funny. It just is like, you know the author is like,
She's got a kink.
It is the main comment that I actually saw when they started having. So every comment was just like, haha, his dick got bigger. Oops, it got bigger again.
Yeah.
I mean, like when he whipped it out in that image, I was like, that's too big. That's not real. What are you doing?
Because I have a later picture where we get to see it again, and it is just bigger. No, Brent, the lesbian.
Oh yeah, that's the fox.
here. Brent's still,
Wait, is that him?
Yeah.
It's not that big. You need to
you
shrink
need-
that.
And then on top of that, one of my friends sent me an edited image of this where they made the dick even bigger, where it was like across the entire screen.
It looks stupid.
So like I'll have to send it to you, but it was like out to here.
It looks stupidly big. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
Because it's just taking.
That thing can reach up and scratch his nipples. It's like an elephant's penis.
No.
lucky it doesn't have a bone in it.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, like it feels crazy how much other shit goes down and how much page time the development of their relationship gets while we are being served deep fucking in a variety of places and a variety of styles at all times. And I don't know why this says C note.
You have a note.
What is C note?
You have a note.
What the fuck did I do?
Where's your note? Look for your note.
That's what I'm looking for.
I'm gonna laugh if you forgot to put
Why
your
did you do that to yourself?
My God, I know. No. C note. They fuck under the desk. I asked
Oh,
for
yeah.
so little in my life, and I'm given everything. I just want to see under desk fucking, and I get that.
Yeah.
You wrote in all caps a note
Yeah.
that says they fuck under the desk.
Yeah.
Why did you put that all the way at the bottom of your script instead of
really
in the script? But why did you put it all the way at the bottom of your 12-page script? Instead
I
of
don't
putting it
know.
in.
I don't know. And then the other note is chapter 50, office fucking. What is wrong with me?
Our neighbors can probably hear us. They're gonna like our neighbors. No wonder our neighbors move all the time.
Well, the downstairs neighbors don't care. They're going to be happy for us.
Yeah.
Wait. Anyways, chapter 50. I'm sure you
Desk
can read
fucking
this later.
desk
That's
fucking
fine. But
desk
like,
fucking Spoil me. I specifically asked to be spoiled.
Yeah, the ass grab.
Yeah.
It's the suits
teeth.
are so well drawn.
I specifically asked to be spoiled because I don't want to, like, you know, have a terrible time. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes. Fuck him in that chair. No, he's through the chair.
We gotta be here.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Just fucking.
Oh,
yeah.
He's
got
the
shirt garter.
The garters.
Yup. Yeah, with his teeth.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is good.
This is why I put a note. Past Chuck, you were so right for this.
I like how they also have a giant, like, sensor for the hole, and it makes it look like a glowing target.
That's essentially what it is.
Yeah. It's very funny.
Yeah, but then he's like, get under the desk here, and then I'll be, you know.
Jesus. How's your face? Oh, yep. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. A foot is entering your body.
Yeah.
That is a leg. A limb.
Yeah.
Damn. Weirdly, the faces kind of remind me of Full Metal Alchemist at times.
I could see it.
I would not be surprised if she drew. No, wait. No, this is the lady. Okay, the artist loves Dunmeshi.
Oh, cool.
Yes, she likes Kabru and
yeah. All right, let's go. I can see it.
Does she have a Pixiv?
She doesn't, because she like Pixiv. I know is a huge thing with Japanese folks, but not as much with Koreans. But she does have a Twitter, and so she's got interspersed with information about XXX Buddy. She has art of Laos and Kabru. So,
oh my god, I love that.
Yeah, so this is what I know that she's into. So wow, I'm so glad I put down C note.
What a funny dumb thing to do to yourself. Like, what a gift that was.
Stupid asshole.
You are. I can't believe you did this to us. To yourself.
Can't believe.
Oh god.
What a train.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm dumb. Oh yeah, okay. You know,
God.
XXX Buddy stands out for a variety of reasons, including but not limited to that dick. But I'd say a huge draw is the comedy. Some of the laughs are obviously written in, but Daki, the artist, knows how to deliver and consistently add to the hilarity. The middle of episode 1 had me snickering from the insane expressions the characters pull, but every chapter feels like it has a memeable moment or a face that would be great to clip for a reaction image.
Yeah, I agree.
Because even, like, I showed you some of the pictures, but, like, outside of these, like...
That's so
look at this!
Kitty cat. Is that someone trying to give him a pet name?
Young Chan's trying to give him that pet name.
Gross. I'd kill him.
But yeah, like, he'll have these nice faces, or he's all cute.
Is that after he poured the coffee?
I think.
Yes.
I love that.
I think it was... it was after he poured the coffee or whatever. He has these sweet faces, and he does have times when it looks really good. But we're doing, like...
I love that.
This is them about to run off to have sex together for the first time.
Oh my god.
The manager spitting her drink in the corners. There's so many spit takes. It's so fucking funny.
Okay.
Him biting.
One of my favorite scenes is when they're fighting, after the basketball match. They're in the middle of fighting. Their manager's like, can you get your shit together? And Hyunsoo's been biting Young Chan to fight him because he's too big, so I have to bite him. And when the manager's like, can you please get your shit together? They pause for 2 seconds. Yeah, fights him again.
Like, on purpose, and she's like, all right, get in that fucking room.
Yeah. That's so funny. That's so funny. You're so stupid. I love that.
They're really just so insane.
I love that. They're children.
There's just never a time when shit's not fucking hilarious. And then the artist is super apt at staging scenes to increase impact. But so often, she'll just pick the funniest angle possible. So, like, so often it's Young Chan and Hyunsoo are having like a deep conversation or something, and you, the viewer, are adjacent to Young Chan's dick.
Oh
like,
my god.
That's the angle that you're at, is you're like dick height looking at Hyunsoo from a distance.
I love that. I love it. Like, I could already tell, because the few glimpses I've gotten at it, I was just like, ooh man, look at all these like poses and the dynamic scenery.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy crap.
But yeah, I love all of the art for it. I love how the artist and the author are like slowly unravel the mystery, because there is one. You don't get to it for a long time, but you get there, and like the artist especially is very particular about what's shown and from which point of view. So you've got this trail of delicious breadcrumbs leading you further into the story. And I mean, even getting down to seeing the barista in certain scenes, seeing Jung Ho in certain scenes, he needs to be there because the author's trying to tell you something. Or all the little like pseudo flashbacks you get, the author and artist are trying to tell you this is important. You might want to pay attention to this.
Very cool.
They give you this like delicious trail of breadcrumbs that are really necessary to help keep you buoyed when the seas get a bit stormy. Though I think a lot of the folks that read this week to week would forget some of the hints, and they ended up tearing their hair out, especially in the like end game of the story.
Yeah,
they were so frustrated and so confused, and I'm like, y'all.
Yeah, I feel like I get that. Like that's what kind of sucks about weekly updates, especially if they set something up way earlier, because it's hard because all this real literal time has passed. And so like that's why I want to read stuff when it's done.
Exactly. Yeah. But I saw several readers that got a bit too caught up in Hyunsoo's perspective and found everyone around him to be insufferable. But that's good, because that means that like Lash was really successful in endearing you to Hyunsoo and getting the reader aligned with his mindset. It also means she successfully had every reader by the balls and could lead them in whatever direction she wanted, making the big reveal at the end that much more dramatic.
I agree.
Yeah, because you said something bad happened to him, right?
And you're not ready for it because you're so busy just being led around like, oh, look at this, that you're like, oh, shit.
You didn't expect it.
Yeah.
It's like that perfect, like, unreliable narrator situation, because, like, you're only seeing it from his point of view, so it's like everything that you know is what he knows, except for, like, the few things that you heard here and there from the other points of view, but he obviously doesn't know that, so it's like, it's fun.
Wow.
Reading back, every time you see someone make a weird face, or there's a jump cut to another character, or there's the teeniest of flashbacks, that's important. Like, so many hints are littered all over, even in the first 10 chapters. If someone gets enough page time, assume they play a role somewhere. Like, the barista is a recurring side character.
But he's important.
You saw his face too well on at the beginning, you just gotta know he's gonna be important. But it's crazy because this is the only thing I've read, I think, that has a denser story than Kingsmaker, and Kingsmaker is about multiple clues.
Man, Kingsmaker is so good. Holy shit.
But that's another comic that says, like, hey, you saw this person for more than one page. Guess what? They're important later. Yeah. And that's what reading this felt like. For all of its hilarity and horniness and office drama, this is ultimately a story about two opposites finding acceptance and camaraderie in each other. Both Hyunsoo and Young Chan approach each other as fully functional and independent adults with comfortable lives that they built. They don't even notice that they're lonely until they meet one another. This is how well adjusted they are. Even their demons are more or less at bay, but they manage to find within each other not the things that they were missing, but the things that they want. They find safety, acceptance, someone to lean on, and someone who matches their passion. They find someone who appreciates the life that they lead, their interests, their hobbies, their neuroses, but sees and interacts with them from a different perspective. And that's part of being in a good relationship. Your differences become your strengths. You find common ground even in the smallest of ways. But I think one of the sweetest things about this comic is how Young Chan and Hyunsoo's relationship allows them to see themselves through the other perspective. They finally have the opportunity to see who they really are through each other. Which is very relevant to Ariana Grande's song, Point of View, which you should listen to.
Oh.
I don't know how to respond.
All right. So, if you want to see enemies to lovers in an office setting with tons of humor and massive peepees, you should give XXX Buddy a read.
Not disappointed.
Give Fuck Peck a try.
Yo, yeah, give Fuck Peck Buddy a try.
God.
You can find it on TappyTune or gloriously uncensored in print from 7 Seas at your local bookstore.
Can confirm.
Why don't we own it? Why don't you own it?
I just found out about it literally while I was writing this. Women told me,
Volume 2 comes out on Christmas Eve, and Chuck was like, "There's a print!" I was like, "Yeah!"
XXX Buddy contains bullying, violence, sexual harassment, workplace harassment, allusions to workplace sexual harassment and assault, parentification, mentions of domestic abuse, miscommunication, and dick too big.
That last one's not really a problem.
But it's there. I just think it's important for me to mention as often as possible.
Warn people so they're not jump scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit.
That Paul Rudd gif of like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The first time you see it, that's exactly what it is.
Uh-huh. Well, if you'd like to connect with Lash, the author, you cannot. But you can check out the webtoon adaptation of her other work, Match Great 99.99% at Pocket Comics. Daki, the artist, can be found at Daki_info. So that's DAKI_INFO on Twitter. She is currently still working on the extras for XXX Buddy, but in the meantime, you can enjoy her Dungeon Meshy fan art. She is very horny about Laios.
Yeah.
God bless her.
I want to see the Dungeon Meshy fan art.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll show y'all.
Oh my god.
No worries, no worries.
Excited about that.
Well, if you want to hear more from Lemon, you can find her at Mokuba on Tumblr. For serious, she somehow got the Mokuba handle on Tumblr. So that's...
It's because I've been on that website since 2008.
You have the best damn one.
Live journal exodus. I know.
Yeah.
I do get asked sometimes, still, like to this day, they're like, how did you manage? I'm like, I've been here too long. Don't worry about it.
So that is Mokuba on Tumblr. Or you can find her at Bucci on Bluesky. That's BUCCHI on Bluesky.app or social or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You search for it. You can do it.
Yeah, you'll find it.
Or of course, just let us know that you'd like her back, and she can appear here again, and we'll
listen to me read some more in the background.
Yeah.
My asthmatic ass.
Yeah. Or I can get ahead of you and actually tell you about a comic you haven't heard before and just hold you hostage.
Yeah. Give you terrifying warnings.
I think I would just I would be scared but excited.
That's how I like to be here on Whole Chat.
Yeah. Scared and excited.
It's good to have that energy.
Like a lot of our bottoms.
Yeah. We are the bottoms of gay literature.
What am I? Because I'm normally having an existential dread. Like by the time you're done, I'm just like, I need a drink and I've worked for 20 years.
Yeah, that's a type of bottom. Yeah. Well, if you want to contact us or need more Whole, you can find us on our social media. That's whole-chat on both Bluesky and Tumblr. Or shoot us an email at whole.chat.69@gmail.com. We are currently on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. So pick your poison. And it would be awesome if you followed us on any one of those so you could catch more updates from us. Our YouTube has like clips being uploaded. Our Bluesky and Tumblr also have clips being uploaded of episodes, and there's announcements and stuff. So follow us on anything. That'd be fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Support the Whole.
Please and thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it finally. So keep it tight.
Keep it tight.
Please read it. It's so fun.
Oh my gosh.
You will not be disappointed.